Hi everybody, it's Anya, the adult doll and toy collector. Welcome back to the small plastic world. So today I've got yet another thrifted doll makeover. This time we're heading all the way back to the 1970s. You may remember this doll. I thrifted her at that tag sale a few months ago, and here's how she looked at the time that I thrifted her. And here she is now. It's Kissing Barbie from about 1978. I really washed this doll up, but I feel like could still use some cleaning, but I did everything I could think of. You know, I used regular soap and water and a very light scrubbing pad, and then I used rubbing alcohol, and I used a magic eraser, and I still feel like she has kind of like staining, including here inside her mouth. I couldn't do anything about that, and unfortunately she's got this lip rub here and it kind of looks like a cold sore. So I'm sorry, Barbie, I think your kissing days are over. This doll has a very 1970s Barbie face screening with painted blue eyes and painted blue eyeshadow. And she's got kind of an interesting face sculpt. It almost looks a little bit like the Steffi face mold. And I knew about this doll because I actually had her before, and she fell victim to the downsizing that I went through. When I first saw her inside the box of the tag sale, I thought, is that a Steffi face doll? And then I realized, oh, it's Kissing Barbie. And the doll has blonde hair, and it's not super long like it would get in the 90s, but it did clean up nicely, and it's got kind of a wave on the end. So this doll has a gimmick, and the reason she's got this interesting face sculpt is she's got this panel on her back, and you can push it, and when you push it, her face kind of puckers like she's going to give somebody a kiss. So I'll show you. I'll push it. She doesn't work very well anymore, but her face is supposed to kind of move slightly. You can see her neck is a little cracked. She doesn't really work anymore, and that's fine. We don't need to have any kissing dolls. But one interesting thing I did find when I was cleaning her up was this. Because of whatever mechanism is inside her head, they had to basically put her head on this way and then sew it together. This is definitely a factory thing. And you can see they've printed, you know, the copyright information on either side of this cut. And the way her hair is rooted, this is clearly, you know, a factory thing. And you can kind of see the mechanism inside. And I don't recall if the previous doll I had looked like that, but obviously she must have. So being a 70s doll, this doll has the basic 8 points of articulation for that time period. She can move her head back and forth. Her arms come out to the side and they move back and forth, and both arms are permanently bent at the elbow. She has a twisting waist, and she can bend at the hip to sit, and she's got vinyl legs that still hold a nice click. So I do not have her original dress, and I don't really have any 70s fashions, but I thrifted this purple dress, which I think is from the early 80s. And so I thought this would actually work nicely to put on this doll. It's kind of a cool off-the-shoulder lavender dress with this nice white ruffle. It's asymmetrical. Let's take a quick look at the dress when it's not on the doll. It's a pretty simple design, but it's kind of cool. Like they made a little gather here, sort of under the arm, so that this has a little shape. And it doesn't open and close. It just has this elastic, and the elastic is still good, which is kind of surprising because normally by now it would be worn out, and there's not really a front or a back. So I suppose you could put it on the doll either way if you wanted to, now that I look at it. And it does have this purple genuine Barbie tag. It goes to just above Barbie's knee. And then I put her in these purple slingback shoes. Now this dress is kind of a mystery because I looked and looked on the internet. I could only find like 2 references to it. One was in this kind of a fashion pack with a bunch of other outfits, like a gift set. And then one was this reference here. So I'm wondering if this was released by itself, maybe only over in Europe or something. So if you know anything about it, please do comment and let me know. But I did notice that it looks like the outfit may have come with kind of a belt. Like it almost looks like, you know, kind of like a white ribbon or something around the doll's waist. So I pulled out my big bag of random ribbons and etc. and I thought we would try a couple and see. So here's a cream colored ribbon. Probably took it off like some packaging or something. You can see it was already tied. And then here's a thicker ribbon that's almost the same color as the dress. Let's try these. This one isn't bad, but I don't really like the cream color with this white ruffle. So let's try the purple one. And here's the purple one. It is kind of monochromatic, so it just kind of looks the same. Yeah, not bad. But I also saw this really super hot pink, so let's try that. Oh, this isn't bad either. Obviously, you have to cut it, make it a little shorter if you wanted to keep it on the doll, but I don't know, I kind of just like the dress a little bit better without it, so I think I'll just leave it plain. So there you have it. Got Kissing Barbie from the 1970s. I think I will continue to work on her. Any helpful hints for maybe cleaning up her mouth or something will be gratefully appreciated, so definitely let me know in the comments. And let me know what you think of this doll and her gimmick, or if you have this doll, or if you had her back in the 70s. I would love to hear all about it. Thank you so much for joining me to take a look at my thrifted cleanup of Kissing Barbie. If you liked the video, please give it a like. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you have, thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.